Alright, so here is the quiz. Quiz 1, Unit 2 in the winter 2015 semester. So we have to interpret the steps of the cross-section. You were told there were 22 steps in this cross-section, so I'll start right in. I'm going to go right to the bottom. So conglomerate deposited horizontally, sandstone deposited horizontally. We have a squiggle line here, so that's an unconformity, and the type is a disconformity. We have shale deposited horizontally. We have a lava extrusion, and we know it's a lava extrusion because there's X's on the bottom only. Right here we have another squiggle line. It's an unconformity, and the type is a nonconformity because there's sedimentary over igneous. Number 7, we have conglomerate deposited horizontally. Number 8 is an event, and it's an event called folding or tilting. So all 7 steps were deposited flat in this particular case. They're not flat anymore, so the law of original horizontality would say that they got moved later. So number 8 has to be folding. Number 9, limestone deposited horizontally. Number 10, sandstone deposited horizontally. Number 11 is a squiggle line, and it's an unconformity, and the type is a disconformity. Conglomerate deposited horizontally is number 12. Limestone deposited horizontally is number 13. Shale deposited horizontally is number 14. We have a squiggle line here, so that's another unconformity, and the type is a disconformity. Number 16 is sandstone deposited horizontally. Number 17 is limestone deposited horizontally. Now we're going to go back to here, back to number 18, and the reason is because there's evidence of metamorphism here and here, which means 16 and 17 had to be there before the magma intruded. 19 would be shale deposited horizontally, 20 would be sandstone deposited horizontally, and then 21 would just be a volcano, or since lava comes out of a volcano, we could call that a lava extrusion because there's X's on the bottom only. And then 22 would just simply be surface erosion. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to answer a few questions about this cross-section. And so if we go down to question number 2, it says, give me 2 reasons why P or T is the youngest. And so T sits here and P sits here. So the first concept we're going to use is the law of superposition, which says that older layers are on the bottom, and as you go upwards, the layers get younger. As a result, T is further up than P, so T is younger. The other concept that I'm going to use is the principle of inclusions. So as you can see, there are pieces of sandstone inside the shale. And the principle of inclusion says that pieces of one rock inside of another rock belong to the older rock below. So P would be the older rock. A couple of questions. One, you had to tell what M was. So M is this area, this feature right here. And the answer is that it's an extrusion of lava because there's X's on the bottom only. Z is an intrusion of magma because there's baking on the top and baking on the bottom. So the sandstone had to be there, the limestone had to be there, the magma came in through and baked the rocks above and below. There were also 2 questions about unconformities. And so the first unconformity was E. And so it's this squiggle line that comes along the top of the lava extrusion. And so it's a squiggle line, and there's sedimentary rock above igneous rock. So that would be a non-conformity. The other type is Y, and which is this one right here, which is pointing to this squiggle line. And so we have sedimentary above sedimentary, and both are parallel to each other, so that would be a disconformity. So that answers all the questions that were relating to this cross-section. So everybody can now take their own quiz, and they can review what mistakes they made based on this answer key that I've put forth.